The fact is, people did live with dinosaurs.
I'm telling you, you could be rich and famous. You find one authentic fossil of a dinosaur that has people bones in it from it eating them, or a dinosaur fossil that has human tools embedded in it, and you'll be rich beyond your wildest dreams. So, go, take to the hills, take a shovel and a pickaxe and a brush, and just have at it, if you're so certain.
They did. Dinosaurs were here about 6,000 years ago.
No.
The flood killed off most dinosaurs.
No.
Of course, two of every animal did survive, but dinosaurs just didn't make it. And that's because we live in an imperfect world now.
Biology lesson number 2. Genetics. Very basic here. Follow along. There couldn't have been only 2 of every animal to give rise to all the animals we have today because of inbreeding. The number of traits animals would have would be very limited to a maximum of 4 different possibilities. Chances are only 2 of them would be expressed, because those would be the dominant ones. And mutations like you wouldn't believe. Everything would be sickly, dying. We wouldn't have organ rejection with people. And the reason we know this is because the cheetah suffered a population bottleneck about 10,000 years ago, where the cheetah population was reduced down to a state where they could just pretty much inbreed. And because of that, any cheetah in the world can receive a skin transplant from any other cheetah in the world, regardless of how closely related it is or not. The genetic diversity is so low, many viruses have a lethality rate of 70%. One specific virus has a 90% lethality rate. Now, if every living thing on the planet, if every species, or you're going to say kind, but that's bullcrap, if every species was reduced to 2 members of each population, everyone would be screwed.
And I don't understand why evolutionists will accept all these theories I just told you, but they won't accept the flood. Is that so hard to believe? I mean, if they could believe all those things, I'm pretty sure they could, maybe conjure up enough courage to believe about a flood.
Just believing something doesn't help mankind. We need to know things. We need to prove things. We need evidence.
But the only reason they don't want to believe in the flood is because it's in the Bible. It's the only reason.
No, it's because it doesn't make any sense. Just like the story about the talking snake and the talking donkey. We know those things don't happen.
And the Bible's right.
No. I'm 99% sure you can't actually cure a disease by slaughtering an animal, burning its fat, and sprinkling its blood with a magic stick.
It is a flood. They don't want to believe it. They'd rather believe all these other shitty theories that only a moron would believe. But they don't want to believe the flood. All those other theories are great theories. They're scientific, but the flood, no. But what? No. It's unbelievable to me how they call us scared. They say that we're scared because we're refusing to look at the facts. We're refusing to look at the facts.
I think you're afraid to admit you're mortal, and that in the greater scheme of things, the entire working of the universe, humans don't matter that much to anything other than ourselves.
First off, just because you have bones in a certain layer of rock doesn't mean that's how they're old. Doesn't mean they're old.
When you know how old some dirt is, And there's some fossils in there that are a very embedded part of that dirt. It's probably going to be a good indication of how old those fossils are.
You know, that doesn't prove anything. That's not a fact. I'm not scared. If anything, atheists seem to be scared.
I'm very scared of religious people. The kind of religious people that go on killing crusades to reclaim their Holy Land. The kind of religious people who fly airplanes into fucking buildings. I'm terrified of religious nutters who are so certain that they're going to be rewarded in the next life, they don't care what they have to do in this one. That terrifies me, and it should terrify you.
They're the ones making up all these fucking excuses, running around the logic, the foolproof logic, foolproof book like the Bible.
You mean the foolproof logic that says you should execute a raped woman if she was raped within the confines of a city because she didn't scream loud enough to alert anyone, and therefore she let herself be humbled? Yeah, that's great logic.
And the Bible hasn't been proven wrong yet.
The moon doesn't produce light. There.
Not yet by science. So I would rather go by the Bible that was written in processes over thousands of years than go by a scientist that thinks he knows everything and has only been around for 50 years.
I'm going to trust the guy who doesn't believe in demons and witches and magic and that the stars can fall out of the sky.
I believe that the Bible is more consistent, is more reliable. Evolution is not a reliable theory because it's been proven wrong. In essence, they proved themselves wrong over and over again. And 100 years from now, they'll have another theory about how everything came about.
Really? Evolution's been disproven. Who won the Nobel Prize for that one? Because as far as I know, human chromosome number 2 is still pretty concrete proof that humans share a common ancestor with chimps.
Seems like they're the ones that are denying the facts. You know? So, that's basically what I wanted to say. Look at the Bible. Go to Genesis.org, Answers in Genesis, and you can get the facts there, people. Or go to the Bible, read the Bible. Or reading the books I showed you.
Citing religion to prove God, and then using God to prove your religion is circular reasoning. It doesn't work. Science, on the other hand, something you seem to have little to no grasp of, does work. I hope you enjoyed this video.